Hello, everybody. This is Intuitive Retta. I want you guys to like, comment below, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'm doing a reading on Johnny Depp. If you would like your own personal reading, please email me at Retta, R-E-T-T-A, W-A-R-E @gmail.com. You can find me at Intuitive Retta on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So I'm doing a reading on Johnny Depp. I just heard that he got booted from the Pirates of the Caribbean. And if you guys recall, he just happened to come up in my conversation on my live feed, the one that I did with the Ronan Farrow. And it's funny that, you know, now I was just talking about how horrible he looks. You know, even, I don't know how old George Clooney is. How old is George Clooney? I know Johnny Depp is 55, but there's some, you know, other actors that were way over 55, like, what was it, that looked more handsome as they got older. Who was the guy who did Robert, what's his name, Robert Gere? Is that his name? They did Pretty Woman? He's very handsome. I don't know. Johnny Depp looks horrible. And I know they said he's going through, you know, I remember when him and his wife, when he was married, and they took their dogs or animals trying to get into Australia, and the dogs got detained or something happened in regards to that. And Johnny and his wife came on TV and did an interview. I'm telling you, he looked so high. He looked high out his mind. He looks like he's on heroin or meth or something like that. But I want to see. They said he's got dropped from this Pirates of the Caribbean series. That Disney dropped him. There's some people that's, you know, kind of in the conspiracy realist world and stuff that have other things they're talking about. But I'm thinking that he is a risk. I'm thinking that he looks horrible. He looks like he's 100 pounds. This is the energy around him right now, who he is, the energy that he is. He looks like he's 100 pounds soaking wet. He looks like he's out his mind. I know he just did a movie. It was a black movie. I forgot on who. I know they filmed it, what, in Los Angeles? It was in regards to, was it Tupac or was it Tupac? Was it supposed to be his movie? I don't even remember what movie it was, but I know it was a movie with predominantly, you know, black cast. And they didn't even release the movie. Who was it that? Maybe it's not him. Maybe it was like Marvin Gaye or, I don't know. I have to, I just remembered it. And you guys know my memory. I have problems. But I know that they didn't even release the movie. And there was people complaining about him then. People on set were complaining about him, the stars. So I think he's high on his mind. I think he has that, you know, that sometimes when you're on drugs, you become crazy. Like you get some, what was that card that just pulled out? The Four of Swords, talking about he needs a break. That card fell out. Let's see. Johnny Depp, meditation. That's another thing. He is on the fast track of getting hit. So what this is telling me is that he's on the train tracks, you know, and the train is very dangerous and the train can come by at all time. And he doesn't really have anything to kind of ground him, or he doesn't have anything of like real type of ownership. If you know what I'm saying, he doesn't really have anything that's his. He's kind of like a nomad right now. And he is on the fast track to having a horrible type death, basically, because the train can come at any time. You're on these train tracks, you know, and it can hit you at any time. So he needs to really take, the first card that happened to fall out was he needs a period of rest. This is meditation. So Johnny Depp, what is going on with you? Okay. The One of Swords is the truth, or a thought process, or some thoughts. But he's holding, it's like the sword's not up, it's not down. It's kind of like blocking him. So the truth is kind of blocked. So the truth is kind of blocked. Is he blocking the truth, or are they blocking the truth? Or is nobody really going to talk about what happened, how he got fired, what's really going on? Let's see. There's a skunk that must have got ticked off outside, and all I smell. This is a loss. So what crosses the bear, I don't think that in some way he can talk or they can talk. Maybe it's legal issues that no one can really talk about it, but I also see this is the Five of Pentacles. So this is also kind of giving me that nomad feeling. And this is like, it's a physical loss. You know, there's a physical loss. There's a physical loss. This is kind of like a nomad, a physical loss. And I think he not only had a physical loss, but I also see like the loss of his family, of his job, of stuff like this. This is like the cause of everything. That's his burden. Underneath all of that, I think it has to do a lot with the downfall to him, is a lot to do with his relationship. The relationship that he had with his wife, I think that is this woman and him was the really downfall, or the start of the real downfall, or he was already kind of bad, but this relationship and this end of this relationship really pushed him over the edge. I think he is drinking excessively. I do think he's drinking excessively. If you look at this card, I don't know if you see a lot of wine, a lot of drinking, but I have a feeling it's more than that. I also see this right here. And the nurse in me just peeked that out. And I think he also has some medical issues. So I think there's a strong medical issue going on with him, along with he is drinking excessively. And he has a strong medical issue. And I also think that this relationship, or this because this is the bottom line, the determination of this relationship caused him on a further decline. Okay, this is his immediate past, is the Nine of Swords. He has been having some anxiety. He's not sleeping. He's like in a rough spot. And this has probably been going on for a little while. I'm thinking that this really, he's kind of been on this kind of thing, even though it's saying the Nine of Swords, but for me, I'm getting a long time. So I'm getting like 9 years. He's been kind of having this anxiety thing for like the last 9 years. He hasn't really been sleeping. He's been holding himself together by, I think before he was able to bandage, his problems up and kind of wrap it up in a ribbon, but now it's like unraveling and he can't. Let's see what's on his mind. Is the Knight of Swords. What's funny is he's not thinking so much. I think this is a lot because I'm seeing two people and a woman too. I think he wants to kind of go to her and talk to her still. I don't know what's going on with him. And I think it's his ex-wife, Amber. I know she said he was abusive and verbally. This is a card that could be verbally abusive, and a knight just goes by actions. By words. He can be kind of, but this one is showing that he doesn't, it's like his knife is down now. So he's not wanting to fight. He's kind of in a submissive position, and she's on top. So I'm thinking he's ready to submit to her. Like, I'm not going to fight you no more. I'm not going to argue with you no more. Here, I'll give you what you want. I'm nothing without you. I think he really liked this young girl. And there she is right there again with that blonde hair. Let's see. He is not thinking clearly. He's not thinking clearly. He's not hearing clearly. And things around his immediate self is kind of in turmoil. I'm seeing like the water around him, but he's not seeing it clearly. He's on the defensive. Like he feels like he has to defend himself. So whether he was talking to like directors or whoever on set, it was probably kind of rough. Because he was always having, you couldn't really say anything to him. You probably would say good morning and he would just flip because he was constantly on, you know, the defense and offense. You know, his mouth is probably very horrible. But it's like he's not hearing or seeing things clearly, and he's very combative. He's very combative with everybody. And I see that he was very combative with that woman. So this is what's on his mind. His mind is him in competition. He's in competition. The woman is on his mind. I don't know why there's some type of competition going on with these women or whatever, but he just feels like he's in competition. Let me see in the future. The Queen of Pentacles. He is going to try to get his wife back. I don't think it's going to work. Or he has tried in the future trying to get her back. I don't think it's going to work. You see that this is the Knight. This is someone that's leading on emotions. I'm thinking he's still drinking a lot. He might call her when he's drunk or whatever. And she's not here for it. She's not here for it. He needs to stop because this is justice. He may have some type of legal issue going on. His drinking may cause some legal issue. And also, I see a snake down there. So he may have a legal issue in regards to a woman or some type of situation. Let's see, what else? The Four, he's going to have a hard time. He has so much chaos going on. He's going to have a hard time holding his finances and stuff together. He's going to have a hard time holding his finances and stuff together. I wanted a different deck. Sugar. Let me try this deck. So I want to kind of, I got 22 minutes. I want to kind of see what was going on between him, because this was kind of him and Disney and the Pirates of the Caribbean. I want to kind of see what was going on with them real quick. Okay. Sorry. I think he was, you know, as us young people, or the young people, he was really, I think that young girl, Amber, had him turned out. You know how we say turned out? I think he was. I wanted to see some things about her too. I wonder, it was saying some, I think he could have been abusive. I didn't see any, like, hold on. I'm going to go this way real fast. Sorry, because I'm not half asleep. Let's see. I want to see the relationship. This is the Deviant Moon. I just used the Twilight of, the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. And this is the Deviant Moon. This is Johnny Depp and Disney. We'll see what was going on with them. Why did they let him go? Okay, let's see. Johnny Depp and Disney. Johnny Depp and Disney. Johnny Depp. Let's see. Oracle card about the energy, the situation. Let's try this one real quick. Johnny Depp and Disney. I hope you guys can see it. Johnny Depp. Oops. Johnny Depp and Disney. Let's see. Johnny Depp and Disney. Joy. This is the thing. They're happy that it's ended. To me, this is the skull. This is like the death. They can now move on if they're going to continue that series in a different direction or with someone different. They have this card as joy. They are completely happy that they're done. They're completely happy that they're done. Johnny must have been out of order. Okay, let's see. What was the relationship between Johnny and... oh, I forgot to tell you. Johnny Depp is the chariot in the tower. So he's a stubborn SOB. And... very stubborn and very much a control freak, and everything has to be done his way. And if it doesn't go his way and he doesn't get his way, he will explode. So that's where he is. So the star. So their relationship was based on his star power, you know, and bringing things in the star, bringing things to the big screen. So that's what their relationship was. Their relationship was about his stardom and about, you know, movie producing and to the big screen. I'm going to put Disney over here. What does Disney think about Johnny? Disney is... I always look at the King of Cups as someone that has control over their emotions, that they're not emotionally... like they're kind of emotionally detached. They're not someone, they have control over their emotions, and their emotions, they can make decisions without their emotions or their feelings getting involved. That's how I look at, so that's kind of where they're coming from it, and not an emotional, nowhere near an emotional place. You know, let's see about Johnny. He's having some issues. He's having some issues. The High Priestess is about having some inner struggles, some inner issues, some inner spirituality. He needs to kind of have some inner spirituality. I think that he's, and I don't know why I keep feeling like he's on drugs or something, but the way I'm feeling is that I feel like there's an attachment. It's strange, but if you look at this High Priestess, look at this card, I feel like he has some type of attachment. And I don't know if you guys ever known this, but that's why they used to call alcohol spirits, and they still call, like if you go to liquor stores, the wine and spirits. I know like a lot of people for divination, when they do their ancestors, they bring out, you know, alcohol and stuff like that. And I think when you're on drugs and really alcoholic and drinking a lot, that things can attach themselves to you. And I feel like something he needs to do, and that could be where that meditation card came in, and that rest card, he needs to do some inner spiritual work. I'm also seeing, which is strange, because now my conspiracy, and I really usually don't let my type of conspiracy realist here head, but I also see him on a checkerboard, which to me, that's telling me, like, you know, very esoteric. It's also kind of telling me, you know, the spiritual, the physical, you know, you see a lot of the checkerboards in the Masonic type rituals or cards or esoteric symbolism that they show. But and I see, you know, he's in between these two towers, which is kind of like the threshold, like the portal. I think he has an attachment. He looks actually horrible. Okay, what did the company want from him? The company wanted for him, they wanted for him, because the Hermit is all about staying to oneself, but also looking for enlightenment. So they wanted him, for him to kind of stay to oneself and then look for some type of enlightenment, which is strange. What does that mean? Strength. Or he is, you know, that they were fearing that he was a type hermit. He was kind of having some weird things going on. He was kind of having, because I always look at the Hermit with the moon too, and the Hermit is very isolated, but they're strongly attached to the moon, which can cause psychological issues. And I'm seeing that he could have been, and I'm getting this more, that he's having some psychological issues and they wanted him to work on them, and he wasn't. So the strength is kind of, you know, facing one's fear. So look at it, this card is really, you know, pulling it in your hands and getting a hold of the situation. And he wasn't doing it. I think they've asked him to get help, and he didn't do it. Okay, how about him? He's like, right, it's funny. He's like, oh well. Oh well. See, you can even see the boat here, like the Pirates in the Caribbean. And the Four of Cups is usually like a messenger or a message. Don't ignore the message coming in, you know, because it's important. But this one is, he's thrown it away. He didn't want to hear the message. He doesn't really care about the Pirates of the Caribbean. He really didn't care. It's leaving. He's like, okay, I have other things going here. I have other things going here. Let's see. What do they think of him? They think that this is the Three of Wands. They really wanted to work with him. They had a working relationship with him, but a lot of his, look at this moon, and it's shining on. A lot of things that they kept secret, a lot of inner issues that were going on, and things were getting a little crazy. So this is the Wands, which is aggression and passion and stuff like that. And I think Johnny had like some real aggression or real passion amongst three people, and things were getting the light shined on. They wanted to work together. They were supposed to have plans in the future to work together. They were supposed to work together. So they let him go, but I think he had like a contract. I think that they let him out of his contract. What did Johnny want from them? Johnny wants, this is the Ace. Remember his mouth? The first thing was saying that he couldn't really talk. I felt like legally and stuff he couldn't really talk. He wants to kind of tell his truth, and he wants either not tell his truth, but he still has that attachment. He still has that attachment. I don't think he realizes it, but he wants to be able to speak on it. Even this, look at this, is all bones and someone's skinny. You can see the bones. That's him. So he wants to be on defense and offense, and I think he wants to kind of talk about it or say something, but you see that the vines are around that sword, so it's binded. He can't really talk. He's going to be in his emotions about it. He's drinking a lot. Maybe he is just a drinker. He is drinking a lot. He is still in a lot of pain in regards to this woman. That girl, I don't know if, because this is a weird card for this baby, was she ever pregnant and lost a kid or something like that? Because I know he has a kid by his first wife, but this last one, was she ever pregnant or something like that? I feel that he has a lot of passion. I feel bad for this woman, that girl, Amber. Get a restraining order ASAP. Don't let him know where you live. Look, there it is. He is fixated. He's in his emotions. He's drinking a lot. He's emotionally crazy. He's drinking a lot. He's kind of obsessed with that Amber girl and a baby. Like, I think they might have been pregnant. I don't think they were married that long. She might have had a miscarriage, because I see this baby kind of has like webs on it. I don't know if you can see it. Shoot, if you can see it. It's got like a film over it, so it's telling me like, and the baby's gray, so it's telling me that the baby wasn't, and it's telling me that his lots of issues. And I think maybe she even had some issues at the time. Maybe not as bad as his, but I think she may have the issues. And this issues, now here's the devil card with the drinking and stuff. So I think a lot of his things went back. They had, I think, one of their their problems is a lot to do with that woman. So, you know, when he was fighting her, I think at the time they had too much money wound up in him, but I think that also had a thing to do with, because I see that kid, that baby. it might have been that woman, the situation with that woman, the aggression, the whatever. So I want to see their relationship real fast before we go. So I think her name was Amber Heard. Johnny and Amber. Oh, look at this card. It was aggression. Look at this. This card, it was yelling, it was arguing, it was fighting, it was very passionate. Their relationship was very passionate, but it was like, it wasn't good. Their relationship was very passionate, but it wasn't good. There was a lot of yelling. A lot of yelling. Let's see. Johnny and Amber Heard. They drank a lot. They partied a lot. They drank a lot. They partied a lot. And they drank a lot and they partied a lot, and it was done in public opinion. The last, I think, there's that baby again. I don't think, it might be that, you know, this pregnancy or when she was pregnant or whatever might come out or whatever, but I think that whatever they're partying, they're drinking, him and being the public has an opinion of him, about him drinking, of how he looks, because look at this, he still looks scared, you know, very, skeleton. I think people aren't checking for him like they once were, the judgment, you know, and I think that I think also that his ex and his kid is worried about him, and oh, there it is again. There it is again. That woman. I think there was a lot. I think, look at this blood down here. I think she had a miscarriage or something. She was pregnant with his kid. They drank a lot. So not only did he drink, she drank a lot. I think, because look at this blood on the bottom. I think she had a miscarriage, and she's holding her tummy. I think she had a miscarriage or something. They've been, what, broken up for like a year or two? I don't remember. But look at this. This is a lot of his inner issues. He has an attachment to him. He has a weird attachment from the drinking and stuff. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. A lot of drinking, a lot of emotions to go with this woman. He doesn't really know how. He's fighting with himself. He doesn't know how to move on. It's kind of the same things. He doesn't, you know, the details of working, he's kind of stuck. He doesn't know how to get back to work. This is a loss, you know, the competition. I think there was a lot of things going on with his job, a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting. Amber, it was quick. The relationship was quick. She felt trapped. What does Amber think of him now? She's like, she's ready to get her harvest. Did she win a lot of money from their divorce? Did she get any money from their divorce? And look at, she's poking him. I think she knows how to make him hurt. She knows how to make him hurt. Someone was kind of unfaithful. I don't know who it was. Someone was unfaithful, and this has caused him to kind of be a hermit. He's going crazy. I don't even know if this reading makes sense, but there's a lot of things going on with Johnny Depp. I think a lot of his issues has to do with the girl, Amber. His ex-wife and his daughter, I think he has a daughter, is watching and praying. The public, look at this. He's sad, depression, sad depression, sad depression, anxiety, anxiety. There's a woman somewhere in between. I don't know what Amber is. I don't know who this is. I don't think this is Amber, though. This might be the ex-wife who's been trying to talk to him, or some woman has been, I don't know if it's his mother, his ex-wife, someone that's older, that's smart, that, you know, she knows how to, he's having some anxiety, he's not sleeping, he's drinking a lot, and this woman is like, get it together, get it together, get it together, and he's like, no, I can't hear you. I think it's the ex-wife. I think it might be the ex-wife. I don't know if his mother's still alive, but I think it's the ex-wife. And she's like, you're losing everything. You're losing everything. And she's constantly like telling him, and he's not sleeping. He's like not listening. Yeah, I think it's his ex-wife because that's his kid. His kid is trying to fix things too. There's another person that's trying to fix things. But there's too much going on, you know. Look at this. This is a moon with a puppet on the strings, you know. A puppet on the strings. There's a lot of secrets. Someone else is kind of pulling the strings. He doesn't have the strength in himself. This is the second time this card was upside down. He doesn't have the strength in himself to fight it. What does the future look like for him? He's putting himself in a corner. He's going to try to stand his ground. I think Amber, did she get a lot of money? Someone's making some money, and he thinks he can get himself back in. He thinks he can get himself back in. He thinks he's too busy. He thinks he's a creator or artist. He's like, this is artistic. He doesn't really see it. This is artistic. You know, this and that. But he's disillusioned. He thinks he's an artist. This is how artists behave and act and drink and stuff like that. If he doesn't watch it, he's going to find himself dead. In an early grave. He needs to kind of take a break and take care of himself. Look at Tower. Yeah, he's not in a good place. Nothing's going good for him. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.